Hi everybody, and welcome to this next edition of UCA Live. This UCA Live is specifically for our international applicants. So if you are an international applicant, this is a great opportunity for you to ask us questions you have about the process, courses, or student life. Thank you to those of you who have already sent in questions via our social media channels. If throughout this live broadcast you feel like you want to ask a question, then please do. You can send it in via Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat. Just remember to use the hashtag UCA Live. So as you can see, today I've been joined by some of our students and our international admissions staff. So I will let these guys introduce themselves to you and then we'll get on with the questions. So we'll start over here.
Hi, I'm Elias. I'm from Greece. I am second year student graphic design in Epsom.
Hi everyone, my name's Becky. I'm the International Admissions Manager here at UCA.
Hi, I'm Maisie and I'm from Hong Kong. I'm doing second year digital film and screen art.
Hello everyone, my name is Magdalena and I'm an International Admissions Officer here at Farnham.
Thank you very much everybody, and we'll start with the first question. So the first question has come in from Nicolette via Snapchat. Can international applicants still apply for pre-degree foundation courses? Yep.
Oh. Yes, there's still plenty of time. We would recommend that you get your application in as soon as possible. You would want to be, the UCA accommodation is usually, they start allocating around May. So I would say try to get your application as soon as possible so that the tutors have enough time to consider your application. When we receive your application, we'll invite you to upload your portfolio to our applicant portal so that the academic team can consider it. And then if you accept your offer, then we'll let you know the steps towards applying for a visa if you need a visa to study in the UK. But we've still got loads of time to consider you.
Great, thank you. Anyone else got anything to add to that? Or no, I think that was very, very fully answered. So the next one is from Chimera via Instagram. Hi, is it possible for a biochemistry graduate to study a creative arts course for masters? Interesting. Anyone else?
Shall I go?
Yeah.
Okay, well, basically the answer is yes. So we do have a lot of students, and we had a lot of students in the past coming from different backgrounds. We had students coming from medicine, we had students coming from business, etc. And doing a course which is quite unique to UCA, which is called a Graduate Diploma in Art and Design. And this course is specifically designed for people who might not have a background in art, but have done study at BA level or master's level. And they do want to sort of change their career into arts. So we would definitely say, yes, it is possible for a biochemistry student to come and study arts subjects. And we would suggest you do go on the website and look at our graduate diploma course, familiarize yourself with the course details, student work, and sort of what opportunities you do have after the course as well.
Great, thank you. We look forward to your application. Next, we have Nicola from Snapchat, and I think this is one for our students here. When moving over, is there anything to keep in mind when first coming to the UK? For example, bank account details, telephones, study fees, etc., etc. Anything that you were like, yes, there's these people that you need to really sort of focus on these and make sure these are sorted out. So start with Maisie.
I think when I first came here, I bring loads of cash because I need to open my bank account, but do not do that. Actually, I found out there's lots of way that you can get money from your overseas bank account, like via a card, a cash machine. You can just use your overseas bank account if you are registered to take money from overseas. And of course, you need to come to the UCA and ask for a letter to prove that you're a student, and then you can go and open your bank account very easily. It's really easily sorted. And when you first come here in your accommodation, there's a welcome pack. Then you find lots of information about living in the UK, about the town, about the uni. And also there is a SIM card included, so you can use your phone right away.
That's brilliant. Ilyas, do you have anything to add to that?
Not Really? I think UCA will help you with all sorts of things, like registering with a local practitioner if you need a doctor, and if you need help with transport, or if you need like local amenities, anything really, UCA can help you with that.
Can I add on? When I came here, I got told that I need to register with a police officer. So I went to find a police station, but then I found out actually UCA will bring a police officer to come to register for you for a week. So we've got a week when you arrive to register with a policeman.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. It's really helpful. So the next question is from Youssef via Facebook. As an overseas fresher that will be studying at UCA starting in September, I want to ask, are there any gym or sports facilities on campus for students?
I can say that I think most of the sports facilities tend to be in the towns where the campuses are located. So as you will probably know, the campuses are in Epsom, Canterbury, Farnham and Rochester. So there are local sports centres that our students make a lot of use of. And each campus has a lot of clubs and societies that students can get involved with.
Yeah. Yeah, we have around 3 gyms based in Epsom, and we have like a basketball team. We don't own a basketball court, but there's one nearby that we can go to.
In Farnham, we have a gym that lots of students register to. There is also tennis court, golf place, and for clubs and societies, we have lots of clubs that are doing the football, rugby, and sorts of things.
Yeah, I think in Farnham, I think there's 2 gyms actually, thinking about it. There might even be more, but I'm aware of 2 gyms in Farnham. So the next question we have is from Andrea from Snapchat. What percentage of international students are currently at the university? Is there a sense of community? So the percentage question will probably come to you guys, and then the sense of community, I'll probably speak to the students about that one.
Cool. It's about 17% of our student population come from countries outside the UK, and the students from over 90 countries studying across the campuses at UCA. So yeah, it's a diverse student population for sure.
Sure. Yeah, I believe studying a course with loads of people from the national or outside UK in general, you get to interact with them, and all the projects, the tutors, they're all at some point gonna have working in teams. But you also, when living in accommodation, you get to know people from other countries, and especially in Epsom, because it's a small town, you pretty much get to meet anyone and hang out with everyone. And we also have welcoming parties in the freshers week. We'll have and we arrange other meetings, maybe for food or for a few drinks, and it's really great.
Yeah, I often tell people about this a lot. When we came here, we have a lot of welcoming parties, especially for international students. We have a food party because UCA provides you the food and the drinks, and all international students just come in the canteen and have a chat around, and then we're like, oh, where are you from and stuff. We also have an event in Farnham Castle to meet with the important people in Farnham, like the councillors and stuff, and there are lots of posh food and drink. We just hang around and for student campus, we also have food party every week. At one point there are 20 people to come over and bring their own food that they cooked from all different countries, and we have fun and drink, and sense of community is pretty strong.
And what other countries are your friends from? So at that food party, for example, where did you get to try food from?
Yeah. I got lots of food from Asia and Austria and Germany. It's mainly from Asia, India, Korean, Japanese, China, Taiwan, and we're still friends after 2 years now, because they did their graduate diploma and then went on to master, and then they went back to their country. We're still in contact.
Great, thank you. Thanks, guys. So the next question is from Tiffany via Instagram. Which BA course do you say has the highest amount of international students? So what's the most popular course for international students? Do we hazard a guess at that one?
I mean, I would say there are a couple of popular courses. I mean, definitely BA Film Production is a very popular course, especially for American students. I think majority of US students are on that course. A lot of fashion courses as well, I would say. Computer games arts, that tends to be popular. We do have more and more students coming to do either our international foundation or the graduate diploma as well. But from BA courses, well, that's the top ones I can think of. Do you have any others?
I think the architecture in BA Architecture in Canterbury has a very large international student population as well. It's a very popular course. What would you say in Epsom, Ilias?
We have quite a lot of international students, but I believe it really depends of the year. Some courses tend to be like more popular than the others. We had like an increase in students this year, so it's really good.
Fantastic. And would you guys say that we have a mixture of UK students and international students on pretty much all of our courses? So there is diversity across all courses, yeah? Fantastic, great.
As Magdalena was saying before, at foundation level, because we have the International Foundation, that is specifically designed for international students. So it tends to be that most students from outside the UK will do that route, whereas UK students might do the foundation diploma. But after that, I think on the BA courses, it is quite a mixture.
Yeah, definitely.
Great, thank you everybody. So the next question is from Gloria through email. I'm from California, applying to study MA Fine Art at Canterbury. I'm looking forward to working alongside a diverse group of artists, so I'm curious as to the collaborative, collective nature of the courses. Great.
Do you want to say something?
Well, in Epsom, we have the main like fashion courses there, and we always have people coming or like sending emails asking for illustrators, graphic designers, asking for all sorts of stuff that we can include in portfolio. Sometimes it's paid work, can be modeling, it could be anything really. But yeah, it's really nice like collaborating, because we tend to like learn from these experiences as well as use them for our portfolios.
I do tend to collaborate with people from different courses. For example, I'm doing digital film and screen art, so I need an actress. So I used one of Korean girl in the fine art course. They tend to be really helpful if you ask for help on the Facebook page as well. We have a Facebook page for students to communicate and ask for things. I think film production might be collaborating with other students as well, like animators. We need like animations or sound designs from other courses.
And as well, I guess with digital film screen arts, being able to bring it back to the glorious question with the fine art, being able to sort of have fine artists there to be able to do, because they obviously have all their own skill sets as well, and you might be able to use, say, the sculpture side of stuff to help with some film production stuff, and with architecture, having someone who's a fine artist maybe design bits and pieces as well. So so yes, definitely lots of collaboration. It's heavily pushed at UCA actually, because then that's the way to network. So then when you go out into the workplace after you've done your degree or your master's, you'll then have that sense of having lots and lots of networking opportunities and loads of people that you can then perhaps work with later on. So next we have a question from Anna via Facebook. I'm looking forward to joining UCA, but how do I get my CAS for my visa application, or CAS? Is it CAS?
Yeah.
It's CAS, I said it wrong. CAS. CAS for my visa application.
Sure. Okay, so there's a few steps that you'll go through. So you, at this point, if you've been offered a place, first step is to accept the place. The CAS process starts with you paying a deposit. So the deposit is £2,500. It's not an extra payment. It's part payment towards your tuition fees. When we receive that payment, we'll acknowledge receipt of it, confirm receipt to you, and we will let you know what information we need from you in order to issue your CAS to you, right? So that kind of information is immigration history, you know, where you've studied, if you've ever studied in the UK before, other information like that. We may also need to see copies of the financial statements that you intend to use as part of your visa application. Yeah, so that's not for all nationalities. It really depends on the rules from the Home Office. But if it's required, we like to see copies of the bank statements just so that we know that they'll get accepted when you apply for your visa. Yeah, so you pay the deposit. We'll get in touch with you to tell you what information we need. You send us the information. If we've got everything we need and we're happy with it and we're happy that you'll make a successful visa application, we will send your CAS to you. We do CASs every day, so you'll probably have it within, a day or two of, I would say even the same day of requesting it. And then you use that CAS number to apply for your visa. And we can, obviously, we'll signpost you to a lot of information which will help you to make that visa application. You've made a visa application, Maisie.
Yeah. I probably emailed one of you guys as well because I applied quite late. Don't do that. But I was panicking and I was like, what is CAS and then how do I get there? And then other requirements and stuff because I need to apply for my visa soon. And I think you reply like within 24 hours and then everything's sorted and done.
So it was a relatively pain-free process. It was once you sent it off, it was all there and done. And
for me, I need to apply for a visa. I have to attend to appointment in the office in the visa office, and I have to prepare all the stuff that I need. So I was just asking, what do I need? And then what is after that and stuff. And as for the deposit, is quite straightforward as well. I paid it, and actually I paid the tuition fee in full amount before I came here as well because I knew that I can get a discount if I pay it in full payment before I enroll. It's really easy. I did it all on my own actually. I didn't use any agents and stuff.
Cool, thank you. Thanks very much, guys.
Can I just...
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
Just want to quickly add to that with regards to the documents that Becky mentioned. It is very useful to look on the website in the visas and immigration section, because basically there is a list of everything that we can and we cannot accept for those documents. So it's really good to have a look there so that you prepare for the first go that you prepare documents, they will be correct, because that will make the process a lot easier for you. So definitely I would say go to the visa and immigration section on the website, and all the details of what we might need are provided there.
Cool, thank you very much. So the next question is from Tanya via Facebook. I've been asked to submit a portfolio, but I need some advice on what to include, and how can I submit this to you?
For graphics, it's more like showing what you're interested in, but also showing a bit of skill and your creative thinking. All the tutors that might interview you, they will be interested in you mostly. And it was a really relaxed process. You just have to talk about your art and about yourself. And that's really easy, and I believe it's just be yourself, like put yourself in your portfolio and just trying to show all your skills related to the course you're applying for.
As well, with portfolio advice, we do have a new portfolio advice video on our YouTube page. So if you go to our YouTube page and then type in UCA and you'll find us, it was uploaded within the last few months. So it's our new portfolio page, and you can see on there the kind of expectations from the course leaders about what they expect from a portfolio. So if you are struggling and wondering like how many pieces or the best way to show yourself off as an individual artist, then look on there. And if you don't have any questions, however, then you can obviously contact us via our inquiries team, and we can help you further. But did anyone else have anything else to add about their portfolio, and also how to submit a portfolio if you are an international student?
Yeah, I submitted online through the portal, I think, and I spent 4 months doing it because I came from a science background, studying physics, chemistry, and biology in high school, and I want to do art, and then I have to get a art foundation to maybe build on it to go forward. So I decided to spend 4 months before I have to go apply for the foundation to do my portfolio. So I did anything that I can do to show that I'm a creative person, like taking pictures and doing some little sculptures and drawings and put it in InDesign and make it look good and export it in a PDF file and then just upload it.
Great. And do you guys have anything to add about how the submission kind of side of stuff?
Well, like Maisie said, she submitted it on the applicant portal. Then that's what we would recommend you do. So when we receive your application and we've got all the information that we need, we will send you an email invitation to upload the portfolio to the applicant portal. Now you can upload your portfolio as one piece of work, or you can upload up to 12 pieces of work. And for each time you upload, you can put like a little description of each piece of work. I think there is no maximum size limit. So even if you're uploading a lot of moving image files, that's fine. And then we have received it, then it will go to the academic team for consideration. Is there anything I've forgotten?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Sometimes tutors might go back to us and say, oh, can we see a bit more of a particular skill from this particular student? So let's say, I don't know, you've applied for film production and there is not a lot of moving image in your portfolio or animation, etc. They might ask for a bit more of a particular skill for you to show off. So then what will happen is basically we will email you and say, can you please send us a bit more work? And then that will be sent over to the tutor. But the applicant portal, that's, as Becky mentioned, that's where you do have to submit the portfolio.
Great, thank you. And also, just to jump back to what Maisie said, so she's a student who came from a science background and then is now moved over to do art. So we're jumping back to the person who was interested in doing an MA in fine art who did biochemistry. It is possible for you to change pathways and move into an arts pathway, definitely. Next question has come in from Robin via Twitter. What's the deadline for accepting my offer and paying my deposit? I don't get my results until August. Do I have to pay before then? What happens if I don't get the results that I need?
Let's answer this in sections. So in terms of, the deadline for accepting your offer, no fixed deadline. I mean, I would say accept in time to be able to apply for UCA accommodation if you want to apply for UCA accommodation. So I would say accept really by the end of April. Once you're in a position where you're thinking, yep, that's what I'm going to do, then accept the offer. Then in terms of paying your deposit, again, we don't have a fixed deadline, but you need to think about timescales, and especially if you're someone who needs to apply for a visa. So, the sooner you pay your deposit, the sooner that we can start the process of, issuing your CAS to you, and then you can start the visa application process. And like Maisie said, it's better to give yourself as much time as you can to do that. In terms of, not getting results, it's fine to wait until you've got your results before you pay your deposit. I think that's totally reasonable. A lot of people will get results in August, A-levels. That's fine. If you want to get your results so that you can be sure of your plans and then pay your deposit after that, that's fine. That's no problem. And what happens if I don't get the results I need?
Well, that is not the end of the world, definitely. There are different options that we can sort of go with. So first of all, do send in your results, whatever they are, because our tutors do have a discretion to make an offer, even if your results are a bit lower than the standard entry requirement. So if your portfolio is strong, if your application is strong, then, the tutor might be more than happy to accept the qualifications that you've got. If they think that you might be better off doing a 4-year option, which we do have for, a lot of our courses do have a 3-year option and 4-year option, then they might just say, it's better for you to do the 4-year option. So definitely do send the results, whatever they are, because, it's, as I say, there are a lot of different options that we can offer you, and it doesn't mean that you will not be able to come and study.
Cool, thank you. So the next question has come in from Hayley via Instagram. You've asked me to achieve satisfactory grades in my bachelor's degree. What percentage or GPA do I have to achieve?
Yeah, so with regards to particular GPAs or percentages, they are all listed on our country pages on the UCLA website. So I would say definitely for your particular country, you can always go and check it on the website. It does depend on whether the scales that your results are in percentage or are in GPA. It does differ from country to country. For example, for Chinese students, we do get a lot of queries from those. And with Chinese qualifications, we do normally ask for at least 80%. But again, if you have got 79, 8, etc., it's still fine. And still, please do send your results to us. But as I say, the non-UK equivalent qualification requirements are on the website, and they are for all levels. So further education, BA and master's courses. So we can check all of that there and just have a look at your particular country.
Cool, thanks guys. So the next question we have is from Dariella from Snapchat. I would like to apply for a room at UCA accommodation. How do I do it? As an international applicant, am I guaranteed a room? Now we've already touched on this, haven't we already? But I will pass over to sort of reiterate and go into a little bit more detail.
As soon as you accept your offer in UCAS, you're going to be sent an email with a link to register for the accommodation application portal. And all you have to do is register, and then you can choose all the halls you want to live in, the type of room, and the prices. And after a while, you'll be notified with an offer for a room, and you might have to pay a fee that will be reduced from the full amount, the full price of the room. I think that's pretty much it from me.
I remember we have to pick 3 choices, so I picked the small room first, and the medium, and then the large room at the end. And then I got sent an email back saying that I got the medium room. So you do have a choice of 3 to choose from. I would say it's really important to get accommodation and apply early, and then try to get accommodation in the uni, because that's where you start off knowing people. I pretty much got to know everyone, international or not, on the campus. So that was really, really good.
And for a question, just to sort of branch out a little bit on this question, for the students, what are the rooms like? So what is in your rooms? So for people who are coming over and are kind of don't know what the rooms look like and what they will have in there, can you just explain just a little bit further about what you had in your room when you first arrived?
Yeah, I have a bed, a desk, a sink in my room, so I can just wake up and then brush my teeth there. I don't need to share it. And in the hall, there will be bathrooms and kitchens, and you do have to buy your own utensils, but they're pretty much furnished. They have every week someone to come and clean the public area as well, so that was pretty good.
And how about at Epsom?
Pretty much the same. My halls, they were en suite, so I had my own bathroom, my own shower. In terms of furniture, I had a desk, a bed, a really nice wardrobe. Yes, we have a shared kitchen and a living room, but with all white goods, like a fridge or an oven. We also have some wardens on site that will casually check the flats if they're okay in terms of health and safety, and if there's in case of a fire of needing a first aid, there's always someone to contact to. I also want to say that if you don't succeed in like getting a room in halls, the accommodation office can now help you get in a private accommodation. So you just keep in touch with them and you can arrange in private.
I was just going to say, just to emphasise again, you can only apply for UCA accommodation if you firmly accepted your offer. You're not able to do that with an insurance acceptance, and you're not able to do that before you've accepted. So in terms of timescales, I think the first allocations will be happening in May. So I would advise anybody that's thinking, oh, well, I think I'm going to accept my offer, to do it now so that you can be in a position to be able to apply for UCA accommodation.
And am I right in thinking that it's not a guaranteed that you'll get a room, but priority will be given to those who are from further afield? So we'll look in that, but obviously, yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. So the accommodation team will look at your home address, and there is, they have an allocation policy and they prioritise applications. It's not guaranteed because they will get more applications than there are rooms. So that's why it's really important to, do it as early as possible. It's not guaranteed, but by doing it as early as possible, you put yourself in the best position possible. And obviously, as international students live much further away from the campus than home students, so hopefully would have a better chance.
Great, thanks guys. So my next question is from Alexi via Facebook. I've used up all my UCAS choices, but I still want to apply for UCA. Can I do this?
So with regards to that question, yes, there would still be options. We would, in this kind of situation, look at it case by case, really. But you might be able to apply via UCAS Extra if you've either declined all your choices or you haven't got an option to add another choice. And yeah, basically it just depends on the situation. And we would say normally if you do have a problem like this and a question like this to contact us directly, because we would look at it case by case. But again, there are different options that we can offer you when you can just apply for one of the courses, even if you've used all the UCAS places.
Great, thank you. So the next question is from Natalia via Snapchat. I want to study at UCA, but I'm not quite ready to do a master's course. I need some time to develop my portfolio and decide which specialist area I want to pursue. Do you have a pre-master's course for international students? Now, I think we did touch on this earlier, but yeah, we'll let you guys explain it again.
Well, yes. So as mentioned earlier, yes, we do have a pre-master's course, and it's the graduate diploma. It does start in January. We have only one intake for that course, and again, as mentioned before, it is for people who are not quite sure which masters maybe they want to follow, or again are from non-art background, or maybe they've done a different type of art and just want to switch. So let's say fine art to photography, or that kind of option. So again, the course is very supported by the tutors, so you do get a lot of support with sort of working on your projects and working out what you want to do afterwards. And again, I would say go to the website, have a read of the actual course description, look at the course not the course, but the work that students have produced. Also, for any people who happen to be in the UK and want to find out more, we do have graduation shows on the campus. So the graduate diploma is run in Farnham. So if you do want to come and actually you are able to come and see the work that people have produced, by all means, I believe it's June. Yes, it's sometime in June. So if you do have an option, it is a really good idea to come and have a look at the work.
Great. And Maisie, as it's run in Farnham, do you know anybody who's doing that course? I just thought I'd throw it out there just to see if you did know anyone who was doing that course and anything about it.
Yeah, I knew everyone actually. Well, in my year, because we do hang out a lot, because you see lots of faces on campus. You walk around, you just say hi to everyone. And I do know quite a lot of people in graduate diploma when I was in foundation, and they're pretty much they went on to a master course, and then some stayed, some went back to the country and stuff. But in the graduate diploma is really independent. So first you start off doing like everything the course introduce, and then you tell them what do you really want to do, and then develop your own project. So from like the beginning, and then going more independent, and at the end you have a FMP, final major project. So yeah, I was very proud of one of my friends, and she got like an A in it. So yeah, I think that's what I know.
Great, and that's a great bit about the grad show. So if you do happen to be in the UK or can easily get to the UK around in June for those 2 weeks, I think it's 2 weeks in June, isn't it, the grad shows happen, then do come and have a look, and come and look at the fantastic work that our students produce here. Hopefully it will inspire you and think, oh yes, I really do want to go and do that. But anyway, the next question is from Mohammed via Facebook. Hi, I'm Mohammed from Egypt. I have a conditional offer to study filmmaking MA. Are there any scholarships that I can apply for? Thank you.
Hello, Mohammed. Well, UCA, we have limited creative scholarships that are available. There are no permanent scholarships that are available year on year, but we have there is specific scholarships given for specific courses at specific campuses. Mm-hmm. So, for example, there may be, some money that is for journalism students or students at Canterbury campus, but it's quite specific. It is on the website. So if I think in the study section, and if you look at the financial support section, you'll be able to find details. I think the scholarship information is usually published in spring for each year, so you'll be able to see what's available. If there's nothing that would work for you, then I would recommend contacting the British Council in your home country. Because they're a really good source of information about funding sources. Would you say? Do you know?
No. Yeah, but definitely I would say British Council, because as far as I'm aware, they would be able to not only advise about scholarships sort of available in the UK, but also in the home country. So there might be stuff which you are not even aware of, and they actually say, oh, you can apply for A, B and C, which gives you an option to actually, come and study.
Great, thank you guys. So the next question is from Paloma via Snapchat. I've been asked to provide a reference. What is a reference? Who can provide this? And what kind of format should the reference take?
Okay, right, I can take this one. So we would normally ask for a letter of reference from an academic, so somebody who has taught you in your very latest institution of study. So let's say you are applying for an MA course, we would ask for a letter of reference from a tutor that taught you on your BA course. If it's a situation where you have graduated, let's say 5, 6, 7, 20 years ago, and you've got heaps of work experience, then we would most likely ask for a reference from an employee rather than an academic reference. But again, ideally, we would want it to be the latest employer. So basically, that's what a reference is. So it needs to comment on your academic performance, on what kind of study you did previously, and how the person that is writing the reference, how they think it has prepared you for the course that you are applying for at UCA. And the format, it needs to be either a PDF, so a scan of a reference, and then it has to be on headed paper. It has to be signed by the referee and have their contact details, the school address, etc. Alternatively, it can be sent via email, but it has to be sent from an official institution email. So no Gmail accounts, nothing like this.
No personal accounts.
No Hotmails, no. And I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah. If you would prefer for us to contact your referee to request the reference, that's fine. Just let us know their contact email address. We'll send the email to the referee, and we will explain who it's for and what we're looking for, and we'll give them the contact address for them to send it to. So we can do the work if you can just give us the contact details.
Yeah. Great. And with you guys, with your references, was it sort of academic references, wasn't it? Was it? Yeah.
Well, yeah. While I was just about to submit my UCAS application, my tutors at that college I was studying at the time included a reference. So that was pretty much it, just like kind words and like, yeah, towards the UCA so they can accept me. I don't know. I assume there were kind words.
You're here.
Ilias is great. Please take him on. How about you, Maisie?
Yeah, I actually applied like a year after I graduate my high school. So I was like, I don't want to go back to my high school to ask for a letter. And my biology teacher would be like, what are you doing in an art course? So I went to my piano teacher. I've been learning piano since like very young. So I was like, can you get me a letter and saying how nice I am and how hardworking I am and how creative I am, something like that. And then she just pulled out a headed paper and then just write dear and then signed and everything. And then I got it scanned and to include in my application.
Brilliant, thank you. So we have the next question is from Bodil via Instagram. Can you give me some more information about travelling to the UK and being met at the airport when I arrive?
Yes. So over the next few months, our international student support team will make contact with everyone who's holding an offer to let them know about the options for this. And we can arrange for you to be met at the airport as a taxi to the campus. And there'll also be a lot of information coming out, like a pre-departure guide, which has a lot of useful information about the practicalities of getting to the UK and studying in the UK. Did you use the pickup service?
Yeah, it rings a bell. I just realised I had a taxi from the airport to directly here, and he was really nice. And then I got called out, and then I don't remember. And then he was chatting to me and everything, and yeah, it was really nice to get picked up straight away from like a 12-hour flight to campus.
Yeah. So yeah, there'll be a lot of information coming on the website and via email in the next coming months. And I think a subsequent UCA Live event will also have a lot more information with a representative from the International Student Support Team to be able to talk a bit more about that.
Yes, that will be happening. Yes, so so if you have any other questions, that from after this, if you have any questions that you think of, then we will be running another UCA Live. So keep an eye out for that. So the next one's from Hiroyuki from Facebook. Hi, I'm from Tokyo and I have an offer of an MA photography course over at Rochester. How many graduate students normally attend the course? And as for accommodation, I understand the halls of residence will be secured for international students, but as it's a first come first served basis, should I apply to it before June? So I think it's better we break this question down a little bit. So from Tokyo, I have an offer to study an MA photography course over at Rochester. How many graduate students normally attend the course? Do we know?
Well, it does really differ course by course, to be perfectly honest. I think normally on MA courses, you would be looking at roughly maximum really of 15 to 20 people on a course. It can be a lot lower than that. It just depends on the subject. But I think sort of roughly, if we say 15, 20 maximum, that is pretty accurate.
Great. And then the next part of the question was about halls of residence for international students. As we have already touched on this one as well, but for master's students, is it any different for master's students?
No, it's the same policy. So apply as soon as you can. Applications are looked at in terms of how far you live from the campus. So it can't. They can't guarantee a place, but as an international student, hopefully you would be given a fairly high priority.
And the accommodation at Rochester is about a 5-minute walk away from campus. It's not actually on campus, but it's only literally 5 minutes away. So don't let that put you off. It is super close. So and it's very similar to the sort of the accommodation that we have at other campuses. And you can look on the website, and we will have 360 tours as well of the accommodation. So if you do want to have a look at that and see what it looks like, then please do go to our website and have a look. The last part of your question said, should you apply before June? So as the guys here have said, apply as soon as you possibly can. So the allocations are first happening in May. So if you're in a position to apply now, then do so if you can. So the next question is from Billiana via Snapchat. Are there opportunities for work as international students? Do you have student ambassadors?
Yes.
Maisie, did you want to start this one off?
I'm an international student. I work in UCA as a student ambassador. We have lots of opportunity here. You work on Open Day, African Days, and events like this. It's pretty chill, and you get to know everyone who are local or not, and everyone's really nice in this team. And you can choose to work in a restaurant or in a bar or in a cafe in the local area as well. I think that's an option. Lots of my friends do that.
Yeah, so a lot of the campuses have local towns nearby. So if you didn't want to be a student ambassador, or if you wanted, as Maisie said, to work in a restaurant or in a shop, then there are those opportunities as well. How about yourself, Ilyas?
As an ambassador, you get to do loads of different things, as Maisie said, but you also get to help with exhibitions, maybe, or different events outside the interview part. But there's sometimes some courses might have work placements that you might land a job. That's pretty much it. Just remembered, but you also might be able to work as a student warden for the halls, living in halls, taking care of the health and safety aspects of it.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, library. You can work in the library as a librarian, and you get at least 10 hours a week. I think my friend that's working there.
And that leads quite nicely onto with international students. Some students will be restricted. Your visa may restrict you to the amount of hours that you can work. So if you do apply, then that is something for work in the UK, then you might have restrictions. I believe for BA students it's 20 hours a week, but for foundation international students, I believe it's 10 hours a week. But that will all be kind of reiterated to you as well, and you can always speak to HR at UCA as well, our Human Resources Department, about that.
In term breaks, you can actually work full time. There's no restrictions.
Oh, okay, perfect. That's good to know. So yes, there is work opportunity as an international student when you come to UCA. So the next question is from Hannah Marie via Twitter. What is something you needed to purchase when you first arrive? So what do you need to purchase when you first arrive that you didn't think you would need? So is there anything that, say, when you first got here, you're like, oh, I wouldn't realise that I needed to have bought that? Is there anything you can think of off the top of your head?
To be honest, there are so many things you need to buy when you first arrive here that you're probably going to forget a load of these. Pillows, a duvet, duvet covers, a towel when you shower, kitchenware, plates, dishes, stuff like that. Hangers for your clothes. I don't know.
You can actually pretty much buy anything in town when you first arrive, but when I first came here, I brought my duvet and my pillow. It was really heavy, and I regret that because I got charged fee for overweight and for going on a flight. And then when I arrived, I was like, there's everything in the town to get hold of. And we met friends, and then they all grouped together to go out and buy duvet and plates and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, I just need like plates and other stuff. Yeah.
And another bit of that question was, sorry, I'm just trying to find it. How soon did you arrive in the UK before your course started? So that's the second half of the question from Hannah Marie there.
Well, I was always here in the UK when I applied. Yeah.
I arrived, I think, 3 days before the course started, and I actually arrived before my accommodation can be like moved in. So I emailed accommodation office, and they sent me a list of B&Bs to go to before I can actually move into my accommodation. And the taxi got me to the B&B instead of the uni. Like 3 days. Some people arrive like a week before to get used to the environment.
Great, thanks, guys. So we have another question. We have a question from Grace via Instagram, and it's covering again about working as an international student. In particular, though, about T4 and the restrictions on T4. Do you guys know anything to answer? Can we answer about that?
For Tier 4 is basically what we said. The restriction for BA students, 20 hours a week. In term times, in term breaks, you can work full time, how many hours you want, and you can't be self-employed. You can work as a employee, like part time, in a company, and that's it.
Yeah, but it will say on your visa, it will say about your Tier 4 status and what your restrictions are when you get your visa. But do you guys have anything to add about that, or have we kind of covered everything?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've covered it really. I mean, on the visa, it will be quite specific about what you can and can't do. And if you have any questions about your visa, then you can always contact us at the International Admissions team, or we also have an immigration compliance coordinator here at the university who is our lead contact with the Home Office. So any queries you might have about your visa, we would be able to help you.
And I would just add that this is before you actually come to the UK, because once you're here and you do want to start work, in each of the libraries, we've got library services, and there is always a person there that you can chat to about exactly, how many hours can I work for? Can I do this? Can I do that? So before you come, if there is any questions about the visa, it's either us or our compliance coordinator. But once you're here and you've settled and you do want to start to work, then the library services, there is a student advisor there at each of the campuses that will be able to help you.
Great, thanks, guys. So the next question is from Erin via Snapchat. I've submitted my application. How can I send you my degree certificate and transcript?
By email. Our email address is internationaladmissions@uca.ac.uk. So attach it to that to your email and send it to us. Now, the maximum size of attachment that we can receive in an email is 5 megabytes. So if it's bigger than that, split it across a few emails. What I would say was it about a degree certificate, Becky?
Degree certificate and transcript.
Yeah. So to meet the conditions of a master's course, obviously we will need to see the certificate and the transcript. I know in some countries a certificate, the final certificate and transcript is sometimes issued a lot later. But we do have to see the final certificate and transcript, because that's what the Home Office will ask for as part of your visa application. Interim transcripts and estimated grades, they won't be accepted as part of the visa application. So again, we wouldn't accept them. But get in touch with us if you're worried about timeframes and about the documentation that if you're worried that you might not be able to get the documentation you need before September, and we can give you some individual advice on that, because I know that it does vary country to country.
Great, thanks guys. The next question is from Elsa from Facebook. I've taken English classes as part of my school qualifications and feel confident in my language skills. Do I need to take IELTS? And can you explain what IELTS is as well?
Yes, so basically with regards to the English language, yes, you do need to take IELTS in 99% of cases. And this is because it is a Home Office requirement. So it's IELTS for UKVI, it's a separate type of IELTS. And you only are able to not provide an IELTS if you're applying for a master's degree and your bachelor's degree is from a majority English-speaking country, and the whole list is on the Home Office website, so you can check whether your degree qualifies or not. Alternatively, if you are a native English speaker, so from a majority English-speaking country again, from the list, you don't have to provide the IELTS. In all the rest of the cases, it is required. Also, what is very important, for our pre-sessional courses, we do 5-week and 10-week pre-sessional courses. Again, it has to be an IELTS for UKVI test. We cannot accept standard academic IELTS. So we would suggest, if you haven't taken a test yet, book the IELTS for UKVI, because that covers all the bases.
Great. Thank you. So the next question is from Chloe via Facebook. So it's about IELTS again. So my IELTS scores are 1.0 lower than the requirement. Do you have any pre-sessional English courses I could take? Will you give me a joint CAS for the pre-sessional courses and my main course?
Okay. Yeah, we've got pre-sessional courses. We have a 10-week pre-sessional course that runs from mid-June to the end of August, and we have a 5-week pre-sessional course that runs from late July to the end of August. Now, the way it works is this. The 10-week course will uplift your IELTS level by 1.0. Okay, so for example, if you're coming in with an IELTS score of 5.0 with 4.5 in each subscore, but you need 6.0 overall with 5.5 in each subscore, then do the 10-week pre-sessional, because that will give you the uplift. And if you successfully complete the pre-sessional course, you don't have to retake IELTS. Okay, so by completing the pre-sessional course, you will have fulfilled the English condition of your offer, and you'll be able to progress to your BA or MA course. There was a question about joint CASs.
Yeah, joint CAS for pre-sessional.
Yeah.
Yeah, so with regards to joint CASs, it does depend on whether both of your offers are unconditional or not. We do sometimes have people who have unconditional offers for the pre-sessional course and the main course of study. And in that case, we would normally do a joint CAS. But if your main course offer, so either BA or MA, is conditional, then your CAS would only cover the pre-sessional course. And then once the main offer becomes unconditional, then you will get another CAS.
Yeah, and our team will help you apply for your second visa. So if you come here with if you get a CAS for just the pre-sessional course and a visa just for the pre-sessional course, once you finish the pre-sessional course, you won't be the only person in that position. There's always a group of students who are in that position, and our immigration compliance coordinator and our specialist advisors in the library will help you to make your next visa application from the UK. And you don't have to go home in between the pre-sessional course and the main course of study. You can do that from the UK. And actually, what I would say with the pre-sessional courses as well is that if you have achieved if you don't have an English condition, you can still do the pre-sessional courses. Right. Yeah, because we had about 70 students last year doing the pre-sessional courses, and it's a really good way of getting used to the campuses, getting used to studying in the UK, making networks, getting familiar. You go on a lot of study trips as part of the pre-sessional course. So don't think that it's not possible. It's even if you've met your English condition, it's still a really great option.
Great. Well, I think we have now come to the end of our hour-long UCA Live. I just want to ask, we'll ask our students here first, is there anything else you can think of off the top of your head that would be really beneficial for our international applicants to know that we haven't covered today, and anything that you would, when you were thinking about this earlier on today, that you would want to tell people who out there who are either considering to apply or have already applied?
I would say check out student bloggers and vloggers. I'm one of them. So so you can see I've got some YouTube videos about my life in the UK, so you can know more about the town and yeah.
Fantastic. And Ilyas, is there anything you'd like to add?
Sure, I just want to say, if you have the opportunity to come to the UK and study, take it. And any problems, anything you might add, the UCA will be here to help you. That's pretty much it.
And our admissions team, or international admissions team, is there anything that you guys think that we didn't cover today, that you think we just need to add, that is really crucial for international applicants?
I guess I would just say, if you're someone that is applying for a visa, to just always be just be aware of timescales, so you don't want to leave everything to the last minute. So, you always want to give yourself, have a look to see how long a visa application might take, and work backwards from there. So always do everything at the earliest possible opportunity, so that you're not rushing around at the last minute. And if you have any questions, please get in touch with us.
I think the only other thing I would suggest, if you do want to talk to somebody from UCA sort of face-to-face, we do events in countries around the world. So please do check on the website whether we are in your country, when we are, and where we are. And very often, we are able to actually answer your questions on the spot. And if not, then they will be answered later on via email, etc. But I think that definitely, if you think like, reading through a website is not enough for me, I want to talk to somebody, then definitely we do events in the UK as well, if you are an overseas student in the UK, but also around the world. The country pages on the website, please do check for all the events that we do.
Exactly, and just remember, you're not alone in this. There are thousands of people applying from all over the world to come and study in the UK, and there are loads of people you can ask. So you can always get in contact with us via our social media channels. You can ring us up, and as Magdalena said, if we are in your country at a given time, if you're able to come and speak to us, then please do. You're not on your own, and we are really happy to support you, and any questions you have, no matter how big or small, we are here to help you. So that's all we've got time for today. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we really do hope that this was helpful for you. We will be running another UCA live event for international applicants in the future, in the next couple of months. So do keep your eye out for that. And if you have any other questions that come up in the meantime, then jot them down. But if you do have any questions and you want them to be answered before then as I said, please do contact us via our social media channels. You can email us, and you can also ring us. But yes, we look forward to welcoming you to UCA in September. So thank you very much for watching.